everyone. Welcome back to the Treehouse. We have a rec celebrity today.
Yeah.
And we're all bundled up, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
I consider myself fortunate, I'm sure Jesse does too, just to know Chelsea Norton. She's the director of marketing with the Champaign Park District. And when I thought about what rec celebrity I would invite next to come in the Treehouse, I instantly thought of Chelsea because the Champaign Park District is so unique in their offerings that you have to have a really good skill set, I think, to be able to market everything that they offer. You have you have the normal things that most local park and rec providers do, like recreation programming, athletic type offerings, special events like Taste of CU. But then they have this really awesome theater. I think it seats 1,700 people.
Close, about 1463.
Hey, we're going tomorrow.
Approximately.
Oh, yeah, Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it does like really great local theater, ballet, and then she's also marketing for like nationally known musical acts that come to town, and they sell out the theater almost every time that we have a national act. So that's a really great community asset. Then they've got thriving cultural arts program with the cultural arts center that she's marketing for. And not to mention, fundraising is a huge thing that they're doing these days.
Yes.
And you got your hand in that too?
Yeah, anytime we want to get the word out about, a donation drive or something like that, fundraising campaigns, there is a development director that's really managing that, but I assist her in getting the word out to the community. So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, what we do, and it's amazing, and I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I think Chelsea is the coolest person in Parks and Recreation.
Oh!
Really, literally. She's in a band, the Whiskey Shadows, plays bass, and like every time I'm following her Instagram, it's like she's got her eye on fashion and knows marketing and everything. So we're really fortunate to have you today.
Oh.
Thanks so much for coming.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
Yeah. So
I get the first question.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
So, Chelsea,
Yes.
we hear you were selected to speak at IPRA state conference this year in January. People who are in the industry know it just as conference. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you feel, well, what's your name, your session, but what do you feel that this session is going to have to offer its attendees?
Okay, so the short name is S'more Marketing. So just look for the session about s'mores.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
So I'm trying to catch people.
Yes.
I love s'mores.
That's smart.
Yeah, S'more Marketing. And so it's about collaboration. And so the title kind of plays into like when you have more people contributing and you're working together, collaborating more, you get s'more overall. You get some more. And so that's what we're playing. Yeah, there might be treats.
Marketing at its finest right there. Yeah.
Thank you. I just really love sweets, so that's a part of it. So there might be treats there, so that's kind of a fun little fact.
And when is it?
So this is during conference. It's Saturday morning at 10:15.
So that's January
20 something.
Okay, whatever that Saturday is.
Yeah, I don't have that date in my head yet. I really should. It's
okay.
just conference, you know.
Right.
If it's Saturday, it's January 26th.
26.
Nice.
All right.
Okay,
Sweet.
now we know.
So and so I'm really looking forward to it. What inspired me to actually create this session was that I hear a lot from other rec professionals grumblings about the marketing department. I haven't heard a lot of grumblings from my rec professionals, so I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah.
Jamil loves you. That's what he tells me.
Gosh, and Jamil's the best. But yeah, there are grumblings, and it's not malicious. It's just feeling like a lack of support and feeling like they're not listened to.
Okay.
And then sometimes, conversely, too, like marketing will be like, man, that rec stuff is really like, they want us to do all the things all the time. And it's not just rec, too. I mean, operations, any department within a district has things that the public need to know about, planning and creating, building a new playground, things like that.
So when you're talking about your collaborating, you're talking about it internally within one agency, or are you talking about
Yeah, it's really mostly, we will talk about partnerships a little bit with other agencies or, businesses in your community, but mostly it's within your actual organization. How can you work together better?
Nice.
And I feel like our department has done a pretty good job over the last 5 or so years that I've been there to really improve relationships with each other and get the information flow going, because that's, I think, one of the hardest parts with any organization doing anything ever on earth.
No, I'm thinking of this just in my own past organizations as well that just aren't even Park and Rec emphasis.
Totally. So like we need to talk, we need to communicate, we need to collaborate because we're all doing amazing things. I mean, we're building playgrounds and we're bringing major talent to the Virginia Theater, and then we're also running sports programming for adults and for children, and then senior programming. So what does all that mean, and how can we get the word out
to the right people too?
Yeah, to the right people. Target demographics. Yeah.
Right.
So that's probably about half of my presentation overall is talking just very specifically what are the problems. We'll talk pretty openly about what are the problems, and then what are some solutions. What are some things that my department's done that have kind of resolved that. But then also we're just going to talk about cheap marketing ideas and social media, because really anytime I'm at any kind of conference, I don't know anything about marketing, the conversation always leans to social media, and people start raising their hands like, when do I post, and how do you do ads, and who should I target? And
you can answer those questions.
I think so.
Good. You can try at least.
Or at least kind of get the brain thinking about it, because people are very scared of it and intimidated by it. And social media is something I'm very passionate about and I really enjoy. And I think our following, between all of our platforms, we have over 40,000 followers.
Oh, awesome.
That's half the community.
I know.
That's crazy.
Of course, it's like, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm sure everyone's following us on everything, right? So there's some duplicates.
Right.
But I mean, I think that really tells you that like we're doing something right. And so I think I can give some valuable advice on that. So those are kind of my two main things. It's like collaboration and then cheap and easy marketing for people.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
So both of you had the chance to work together in the past.
We have, yep.
And we also have a session that we're trying to run on marketing. It's a pre-conference session, 9 a.m. on Thursday the 24th at State Conference. Our goal is to try and provide some little tips and tricks to people, to organizations that may not have a marketing department or even a marketing staff person. And maybe one of the spaces that you can start when you're trying to figure out your marketing campaign and what you're going to do is brand style guide. You both might have better ideas.
That's
like for me, trying to offer that is kind of dumb because I don't know marketing at all. But that's the question
But
for you
you're going
guys.
to facilitate this, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, hey, what's up?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where to start.
Well, one of the things I thought of is Chelsea and I worked on not only the Champaign Park District brand style guide, boiling things down, but also the Champaign-Urbana special rec style guide.
That's right.
And with doing both of those, what my role was kind of the research role. And what's in a brand style guide, and correct me if you're wrong, is like your logo and how to use it, your colors, your typography, messaging, photography style are kind of what I always think of. Is there other things you think of?
I think that's most of it.
Okay.
What I would include that I don't think we really did was like the voice.
Yes, the copywriting.
And that's something I'll talk about in my session too, just making sure that you have one voice within your district. So if you have multiple people posting on different Facebook pages, make sure it all is consistent.
Yeah.
And so that goes into your brand too. Like, are you super casual the way that you talk to your listeners or in participants, or are you super formal? And like, where's the balance?
And that's what you mean when you say voice, right?
That's what
Like
I mean
both
when I
you
say
and I
voice.
know what voice mean, but
like, are you using cool slang? And is that your brand? Is that your voice, your brand style?
Yeah.
That's cool. But if it doesn't resonate with people, you have to kind of adjust that and make sure everyone's kind of speaking in the same way throughout all platforms. So if it's your guide or your posters or whatever.
Right.
And so the brand style guide that we did together, the two that we did together, have been immensely helpful in just reminding us who we are. And it helps make some really quick design decisions too, of color choices and fonts. And of course we deviate from that because we have 1,400 programs that are all different, and some need spooky fonts, and some need more scripty, nice fonts. You just never know.
Right.
But it's very impactful to have that from the get-go, and you can hire out. So if you don't have a department, I'm sure that's something you'll be talking about in your session. If you don't have a department, you can hire someone to do the research and help you like we did, and it's pretty impactful.
With having a brand style guide, and I feel you're probably the gatekeeper at Champaign Park District.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I feel like even Ghostbusters.
But
now.
as the gatekeeper, what do you find the most challenging?
Oh, with having that?
With having the brand style guide, and then like, do a lot of things come past your desk of like, is this the right voice or is this look right? Or
totally.
Are you that person?
Yeah. I ultimately make most of the decisions for any of the promotions that we send out.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Sometimes, our designers, I have 2 designers, a full-time and a part-time. It's amazing. And they all have very unique creative styles. And sometimes the CPD style doesn't fit the event, and we have to kind of make some decisions. Like, do we stick with the brand style guide, or is this event unique enough that we can deviate? And then sometimes it's the opposite too, where everyone's having so much fun creating the design, but it doesn't look like the Champaign Park District.
And you
based
would
on
make
the style
that.
Guide. So,
do you make that decision with the designers then?
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of?
It's all about collaboration.
Right.
Full circle. Full circle.
That's always a perfect conversation. We could do that. Nice job.
100%. Yeah. So it's hard to maintain it for sure, but having a resource where you can just look back and be like, wait, what are we trying to do here? Who are we? And the people respond to that really well too, because they start to see, oh, that's a Champaign Park District thing. Oh, that's a Champaign Park District thing. So they start to know how to get the information better, and they get to know you a little better when they can predict. Does that make sense?
It's you.
And it is confusing with all the things that you do to know exactly what all the Park District is doing. Especially in this community, maybe in Chicagoland too, where you have Urbana and Champaign really close to each other, and people may not understand who does what.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you have things like Champaign-Urbana Special Recreation, which is a joint program between Champaign and Urbana Park Districts, which is amazing. But we put out one program guide for the entire organization. So that can be confusing too. We don't want it to look too much like CPD, because that's UPD too.
Right.
So the CUSR Special Rec, it really needs to have its own brand, which is why we did a totally separate style guide for them, and we do the same for the Virginia Theater too. We don't use the same primary colors that we use for the Park District for a 1921 historic theater. It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Chelsea.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, everybody make sure you go to State Conference. Check out Chelsea's session on Saturday the 26th.
Yeah.
Check out our session at 9 a.m. on the 24th.
And our session, you didn't say the name of it.
Oh, yes.
So it's Small Staff, Big Results.
Yeah.
Is the name. So it's not as awesome as S'more, but S'more and Small Staff, Big Results. Those are the 2 you should
You'll
go to.
remember that.
Yeah. And get yourself one of our new signature mugs.
Where can they get
what we're
those?
gonna do.
Where can they get those?
Put some
Jared?
hot cocoa up in there.
www.wearecampfireconcepts.com at the shop.
/shop.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Great
It
to
was
see you.
so fun.
Yeah.
I'll see you at conference.
All right.
I guess.
And we're done.